in the midst of the mid-80s, Marcus arrived to the light, a physically fit baby. Oblivious to the darkness and fright his mother would hide. Beaten by a husband so bad it's a miracle Marcus survived. His upbringing was torture at best, hated his father, but for his mother he'd have fought to the death. Despite the nastiness his father did, he harboured it and masked the marks and scars behind the laugh, but inside his heart was blasted to bits. Marcus was a quiet kid but liked a bit. The girls only knew him as the nice guy that they confided in. On one girl in particular was the only he lusted, a beautiful blonde who every other bloke was in love with. She confided in Marcus but only saw them as friends, but the more they spoke things turned more important, and then a relationship started, inseparable, never apart. Shit, they moved to their own two-bed split level apartment in the heart of the city. Marcus was free from his troubles, now they're celebrating 10 years of being a couple. And then came the marriage and kids, the family bit, along with the start of the slope on which they gradually slipped. Cause once the view seen as two teams was a huge dream, and now it's turned slightly monotonous and routine. The usual lovers' troubles happened every other month or so. The tower, two people too accustomed to the comfort zone, and so they told him nothing ever lasts forever, but you gotta stick it out until the nasty weather's up. But try as he might, all the faded scars returned to him. The pain he locked away chose his stage to start resurfacing. See, Lisa used to be a beauty queen, and even now she's the most beautiful 40-year-old woman that you truly see. Pursued a dream, at last she can quit a job in a bar and start teaching drama and dance to a class full of kids. While Marcus was in a rotten job that he hated, undermined and overqualified with horrible wages. And recently the stress levels rose in his chest, until one day he exploded, tipping over his desk. He grabbed his coat and he left with no notice of leaving, and got a job part-time working at home of an evening. While Lisa was working in various places, Marcus was often at home on his own, the place scarily vacant. The time alone gave him the chance to reflect way back to the day when his parents used to argue and stress. The day his father hit his mother, laughed and then left, with the everlasting reminder of these times in the scars in his flesh. His only medicine was the booze they keep in cabinets, a massive handful of antidepressants and sleeping tablets. Marcus was dwelling on the thoughts of his life, trying to cope for the first time without the support of his wife. No friends or family close to chat with him, so he continued filling his face with tablets till he'd practically choke. This continued for months, then he finally snapped. All the pain, anguish and drugs were the reason for his violent collapse. His whole life was spent by the side of his lady. Now time apart for the first time was driving him crazy. His childhood put this stress inside his fucking life, made him slightly insecure, never quite the trusting type. He knew other guys and what they were usually like, but now he swore he'd kill any man that looked at his wife. He was paranoid and thought things were suddenly clear. Lisa must be cheating to stay away this much in a year. So he started digging through his wife's personal things, trying to learn of anything that would confirm what he thinks, opening mail and questioning friends, any devious tactic that he could manage, no sight of where it eventually ends. A man that's feeling truly violent, making up his own stories about his wife with not an ounce of truth behind them. Then one day he follows Lisa to work in his car, convinced he'd catch her cheating with some person he parked, and watched her enter a flat with champers and gifts. A man answered the door and greeted Lisa with a grab and a kiss. Marcus rapidly switched, banging his fists on the dash till it split, sped home and filled his face with brandy and sniff. An hour later Lisa returned, all smiles and laughter. Marcus sitting with a stern look, violently plastered. He asked her some questions about her heart and intentions, but the real question was, would she even answer his questions? She denied the affairs. Marcus tried to repair his mind, but was scared he'd lost the treasured love of his life. So climbing the stairs he grabbed some wire, a chair, a rifle and pair of heavy leather gloves from the side. He tied Lisa to the chair and aimed direct for her brain, pulled the trigger then faced the barrel to the side of his face. The final piece of his sinister plan was with him, but damn, I bet he never expected the fucking trigger to jam. So he took her life in a sec, frightened he fled and grabbed the last of her things and ran into the night in a mess. He stayed low in a motel, feeling disturbingly shook, and noticed under his jacket one of Lisa's personal books. A hole opened up in his guts as he casually read the plan that Lisa had to meet his family. Yes, the bloke that she kissed was Marcus's dad. She was working on reuniting her husband with the father he had. Damn.